Good morning, Grievers, and welcome back to the Shitty Kitty Kitchen. I thought I'd go live a bit earlier so that you can get the action shot of the Shitty Kitty. There she goes. Sunny's butt was in the shot. Pretty brisk morning, and I'm off to some yoga in a little while, so I want to eat some breakfast. I'm pretty hungry, and weather like this always makes me want porridge. But if you're doing keto, carbs go, which means oats go. And I made this recipe for the first time a few years ago, and it's my go-to now when I'm craving porridge. This is the keto version. Pretty easy to make as long as you've got the ingredients in the house. And when you start doing keto, you end up with things like psyllium husk and coconut flour. I'm not doing pure keto at the moment, but I do enjoy having a lot of keto in my diet, and eventually I will get to a point where I just go pure keto for about 6 or 8 weeks. That usually is what works for me. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is beat a small egg. Not a small egg, just beat an egg. Doesn't matter what size the egg is. Just make sure you've only got one. I'm doing a serving for one this morning too. This one isn't one that's worth reheating the next day, so make it fresh each time you crave it. And just beating it with my little spring whisk that I love. And then we're going to add to that, once the eggs come out of the spring whisk, some coconut flour. Whatever sort of coconut flour you can get your hands on. This is an organic version, but it really doesn't matter. We're going to put a tablespoon of coconut flour in the bowl. One tablespoon of coconut flour. Next up, we want the psyllium husk. I just buy, like the supermarket that I go to, their brand of psyllium husks. They've got a really great organic health food range. But again, whatever you can get your hands on. Suitable for vegans, low sugar, low sodium. Doesn't sound like fun, but trust me, it's delicious. We're only putting 1/4 teaspoon of this in. It's a tiny amount. But it's a really good little source of fibre. And yeah, 1/4 teaspoon. Now, the recipe link is in the description, and I've added a note there that if you want more protein, you can add some protein powder. So I'm going to do that. Just using my vanilla flavored superfood, but like it's a whey protein. There are other types of proteins you can use as well. I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of that as well. The other thing is, if you do want more protein, if you're doing this sort of vegetarian diet, for protein, you could always just cook up a couple of eggs or something and have that on the side. And most importantly, with any porridge, even keto porridge, a pinch of salt. And you just want to mix that together. It's not going to be as moist if I hadn't have added the protein powder, but it really won't make that big of a difference because we're going to be adding coconut milk shortly. But yeah, get that all mixed in there. Sort of like a, you know when you make like a white sauce, it's a bit like a roux, I guess. That's one way to describe it. You know when you mix flour and butter together, it's kind of the same concept. It's like a little roux. Now I'm going to put my saucepan onto a low heat. This pan does take a couple of seconds to heat up, so just bear with me for a moment. And we're going to chuck into the saucepan while it's heating up. I'll put the butter in because the butter's got to melt. You want to put about 30 grams of butter. Or you can use coconut oil, but because this is going to have coconut milk, I'm also going to put coconut on top of it. I'm opting for butter, and it adds a bit more salt. And 30 grams of butter is about the size of a matchbox, I guess. If you know those old redheads matchboxes, if you ever need to put 30 grams of anything in any recipe, just sort of think about one of those little matchboxes. We're also going to add to that 4 tablespoons of coconut cream. I'm just going to always give coconut cream, coconut milk, the wanky shake, as I like to call it. Oh, yes, skills. Any leftover stuff that you have from your coconut milk, coconut cream, keep it in a little airtight container in the fridge. It'll last for 4 or 5 days. And then if you're making smoothies or you're having cereal or baking cookies, whatever, that's when you can use it up, because a lot of the time recipes don't require the entire can. But we're going to add the coconut cream into this saucepan as well, 4 tablespoons. There she blows. And then I'm going to get my grown-up whisk. I'm going to turn the heat up a tiny bit on the back because we want that all to melt. There we go. Action shot. Now, I don't know what's happened to my rubber whisk, and I don't like metal on metal. I haven't seen it for ages. I don't know if it, because I've been such a ruthless colour lately. But I am actually going to go against my rules of no metal on metal, but we'll be gentle. I'm still waiting for that butter and coconut milk, or the butter to melt and basically get this to combine. But yeah, if you do ever go on like full keto and you love things like porridge, this is a fantastic keto friendly, well, it's a keto recipe. It's from Dark Doctor. The link is in the description. Anyone watching this on replay, if you could hit the thumbs up before you head out, that'd be great. And also, I would really love to get this channel to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. It's not a big ask. I think we only need like 3 or 4. It's only October, surely. So if you like cooking channels and want to share this with your friends or recommend it to your friends, let's see if we can get the subscriber count over 100 by the end of the year. It's not a crazy goal. It's incredibly doable. I know from this channel that 70% of the people that watch are not subscribed. So please do hit that subscribe button. That's a heap of people watching that just for some reason don't subscribe. I don't get it. Jump on the Shitty Kitty Kitchen crazy train and become a subscriber, because we love people coming back and chatting and letting us know if they've tried recipes and what they thought of them. So yeah, please consider subscribing. We really appreciate it. Then this has sort of all come together now. I'm going to add this mixture of the psyllium husk, the coconut flour, the egg, the salt. I think that was about it, wasn't it? So you add this in, and again, it's like that concept of a roux in a way, except that we're chucking this in now. But you know when you make like a mornay and you make the roux and then you slowly stir in your milk, it's a similar concept. Mandy Hall, hello. I was wondering if anyone was even going to pop in and say hi today. Not that it, I mean, it's lovely that you have, but not that it matters. I'm kind of getting used to YouTube being weird. Just put the range hood light on. I don't know if that'll make much of a difference. And then we're just going to slowly whisk all of these together so that they combine. And what we're after is a creamy texture without any lumps. And yeah, I've made a note to get another rubber whisk. How have you been, Mandy? Oh, you don't need to rewind. This is going to be such a short live. Look, it only really takes like 10 minutes to make and about 3 minutes to eat. But it's a keto-friendly, it's a keto version of porridge. It's got coconut flour, psyllium husk, an egg, salt, butter, coconut cream. And yeah, it's sort of pretend porridge in a way, but it's really yummy. But I love all this sort of stuff because I love having breakfast bowls, you know, topping it with all your favorite fruits and nuts and coconut. Obviously, nuts are not great for keto either. That's why I'm not doing pure keto. But yeah, this is really yummy. As long as you've got coconut oil and psyllium husk. So it's starting to heat up a little bit, and I'm just going to keep stirring it because what we want it to do is to thicken, and that's what that psyllium husk does. It's like a little thickening agent. But you don't want this pot to be too hot because there is an egg in there, and you don't want a scrambled egg in the middle of your porridge because that would just be fucking weird. Getting cold? Yeah, well, it's supposed to be getting warm here, and it's not. It's cold. That's why I'm making porridge. I'm off to a yoga class this morning, and it's definitely, well, it's at 10:30, so I definitely need to eat something before I go. This is starting to thicken beautifully, but you want it to get to a consistency that you're comfortable eating. It's still a little bit soupy, but just letting the heat get up through it, it does thicken. Your boyfriend would love this. I know, scrambled egg porridge. Doesn't sound good, does it? So this is starting to thicken. Obviously, there's no oats in it, so it's not really a porridge, but it's the keto version of porridge, and it's really yummy. It's one of those ones that I actually crave it. I get cravings for it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to make that keto porridge for breakfast or brunch. But I'm going to show you another porridge I love as well, which is a teff porridge, and they're using teff flakes. Now, teff is the smallest seed in the world, but that's a really yummy porridge as well, and it's not as dense or as heavy as oats. All right, this is getting to the sort of thickness that you want it. A bit like a base for a white sauce sort of thickness, really. Just give it a few more minutes, not minutes, seconds maybe. Here's porridge most days. Well, this is, I'm doing a serving for one, but if you click on the link to the doctor website, you can adjust it. I definitely would recommend a serving of for two for him, at least. It's quite a smallish serving, but it's really filling, and especially putting in the protein powder as well. But yeah, it's not a porridge like an oaty one, but it's really yummy, really yummy. But it's got to the sort of thickness that I like it. I'd kind of call it like a thick white sauce sort of thickness, if I can be any vaguer. And then into the coconut bowl of love that I eat my porridge in. What happened to my spatula? There we go. This is where my cooking is back to front because I'm left-handed and everything. I have to use my weaker hand and so that you guys get the camera shots. So you can kind of get an idea of the consistency. Sometimes it'll be a bit thicker. It just sort of, yeah, it varies a little bit. But I'm just going to give this a really good scrape with my left hand. I can only pretend to be right-handed for so long. I'm a little bit ambidextrous, but yeah, my right hand is still weaker. Not as efficient. All right, so there's the porridge. And then to dress it. Hey, Will, thanks for your beautiful, it does look a bit like semolina. That's a really good comparison. Thanks for your notes too. You've been busy, mate. But I saw some of your notes. Was it on this channel? I think I haven't had a chance to respond. Well, I saw them, but the way my computer's set up in the kitchen when I cook, it's important. It's not impossible to type on the keyboard, but it's really hard because the laptop's like fully expanded and standing upright. I'm just putting frozen blueberries, but if you had fresh berries, you could use them, or any other berries that you like. I'm also adding some shaved coconut. It is really yummy, and it's got that yummy, salty thing that I love about porridge too. But yeah, some shaved coconut. Now, this is the fun bit. Keto loves cream, bacon, whatever. You could put some more coconut cream if you wanted, but I'm actually just putting cream, like you have with porridge, and you sometimes add a bit of milk. So a bit of cream. I probably should have put that on before all the other stuff. And lastly, I'm just going to put a little bit of cinnamon. And that, my friends, is it. It's a 10 out of 10 because I make it quite a lot. It's very easy. It's easy to clean up. It's delicious to eat. But yeah, I probably should have put the cream on first. But this is Keto's version of porridge, and it's delicious. If you try it, let me know. Please put something in the put a comment in the comments to let me know what you thought. Enjoy. I'm going to eat it while it's still hot, and I'll see you all again very soon. Have a great day or night, whatever you get up to. Love you guys. Bye.